From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a PrimeWave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DBIC, the Primetime Capper, and this is the premier sports betting show. And this is the PrimeTimeAngles Live on IG. Boy, oh boy, we didn't have any sports yesterday, but you know what? We had some good stuff to talk about and everything like that. I got a big show for you today as well too. A whole bunch of stuff to talk about. We got the bets list and CFB today. We also have the NBA totals by division as well too. We're going to be featuring the Northwest and the Central Division today. Also, we're going to jump into the CBB Bets List opening day. And also, we're going to have the CBB Dog PK4 today as well too. And I have Charlestown Racetrack today as the racetrack, that as the featured track. Another track in West Virginia, but this is the one with the casino at it. Both of them got a casino, but this one is where they get it on after about 7 o'clock and everything like that. Them country boys down there in West Virginia. Hey, Pete, what's going on, boy? So pretty much, man, let's go ahead and jump into it because we got a big show today. So, man, y'all better get on up in here because we do have a game tipping off at 10 o'clock as well, too. So you guys be ready for that one as well, too, man. I'm telling you, big things are on the way, man. I can't wait, bro. Be back in Vegas in a few weeks as well, too. So you guys be on the lookout for that. Some big things coming. But let's go ahead and jump into the CFB Big 12 Bets List to start off the show. Here we go. Big 12 Bets List. We're going to pick them on Texas. Hook 'em horns. They got themselves a pretty good game going against Iowa State Saturday. This is an even shot on the books right now. I think that it will creep towards Texas being a late favorite here as well, too. I think Texas will go ahead and take care of their business here. Sam Ehlinger, go ahead and get us home, brother. You know you got to keep on improving that draft stock as well, too. So come on, and then let's get it home, man. All right, so we move on, and we got ourselves Texas Tech in a very complex game in a sense to me, but I think that Texas Tech has enough in this spot to go ahead and cover here. Plus 11 is a good number on Texas Tech, a team that doesn't like to die. So I think they have a good spot here though. You know, and a lot of people probably going to be betting against them, but I like them here. So let's see how it shakes out. Plus 11 on Texas Tech today. Then we got the over 46.5. K-State, Baylor, two teams that are going in two different directions. Baylor's having an awful season this year, and K-State is a team that's very middling at best. So pretty much what do we do here? We scoreboard watch, and I'm going to play the over 46.5. K-State, Baylor. Let's move on, and we got West Virginia in a very good game against Oklahoma this week. West Virginia is lights out at home this year. It's hard to bet against them, and I'm just going to go all in on these fellas on Saturday. I'm going to go ahead and take the plus 320 on West Virginia to go ahead and take care of their business, man, and get us home a big ticket with the plus 320 money line. And then we have the under 52.5. TCU and Kansas. This looks like it could be a bloodbath for Kansas on Saturday. Pretty much, Kansas is the worst team in the conference, pretty much one of the worst teams in all of college football as well too. I can't believe they're wasting Les Miles' great coaching just to be over there, just to show up in maybe one or two games. That's absolutely dreadful. So pretty much I'm going to go ahead and take the under 52.5 because this is a very unpredictable team. And I saw that as well too. R.I.P. Maradona, all my Argentine people that follow the show and everything like that. I know that you guys are grieving and everything, but the legends leave a lot of film for for us to go ahead and reminisce about. So RIP to that man as well too. But all right, man, y'all getting on up in here. Let's go ahead and jump to the Mountain West. Mountain West got some really good matchups going on this week. I like this good old rivalry matchup. This is Colorado State and Air Force. Both these teams, they've been going at it for years, and this is really a rivalry between two Colorado State colleges. You know what I mean? You got Colorado State sitting down there doing their thing in Colorado City, and then you got or wherever they play at, and then you have Air Force that's chilling. They're over somewhere in Denver, and pretty much this is a big Colorado rivalry game. So we're gonna go see how it go. We're gonna see how this one shakes out. I do like Colorado State in this spot. I like the +5.5, and you know what? In this game, this is where I found Preston Williams at, who's now a pretty key part of the Miami Dolphins. I remember seeing this guy absolutely moss guys left and right in that game. I said he's gonna be a special receiver when he gets to the league. They didn't draft him until the 7th round. So you start to see that even if you do NFL type things in a game, it doesn't really matter, because that's when, pretty much the evaluators, the naysayers, they're going to always try to tear you down. But I knew that guy was a Sunday guy, and he's showing up for me in that sense as well, too. We got the under 51.5, New Mexico, Utah State. This is a battle of the basement dwellers. New Mexico's really not having a great season because they didn't really get started to the season. They had the COVID issues, and that pretty much put them behind the 8 ball very early. Utah State, once again, a very young team, and they've been just going through growing pains week in, week out. So it's like the JV playing against the varsity. I expect them to probably be better in the final 2 weeks of the season. But right here, I think that this will be a good under game because I don't see much happening because both these offenses are a little putrid. Even though New Mexico shows that they can score a little bit, Utah State will figure out a way to kind of nip that in the butt because they do have a very basic offense as well, too. So I think that this winds up going under 51.5. It's tough to pick a winner, but if I do lean towards the side, I think New Mexico could be a strong play for you here as well, too. But you might have to buy them down a little bit. I saw that they were at 7. You might want to buy them down to a 6.5 real quick just to give yourself that insurance right there as well, too. Then you got UNLV going against Wyoming, and as I told you guys before, Wyoming is a team that always struggles on the road. So UNLV is due for a game where nobody sees them coming, and I think this will be the game right here. So +16 on UNLV, running Rebs. Let's see how they'll do in the Death Star come Saturday because they are playing at home. I still don't understand why they ain't in the parking lot, but still, UNLV, it is what it is. This is going to be very good for this team moving forward. Maybe in a decade or so, we can see this team in the Pac-12 just because the brand new stadium that they added, and they'll probably be able to recruit better once they find the correct coach or once they put Pop DiBiase on the payroll, and then they'll be able to get the right players. I'm telling you, I'll be over there recruiting all the hood cats in South Central. Like, you want to go to UNLV? Be up there looking like Tark. All right, so, and my man Jay Breezy know about Tark. Tark coached in our city, Coach Shark. He coached Pasadena City College. That's where he started at. So that's where he got all his good old boys at, and that's why he knew how to recruit the right type of player to win basketball games for him. All right, so we got the over 58, San Jose State, Boise State. San Jose State, I'm still impressed with this team throughout the season, but Boise State is where they're going to pretty much get their lesson learned, and this is going to be a game that's going to be in Boise as well, too. So pretty much this one's going to wind up being probably one-sided in a sense, but I think the game does go over as well, too. Yes, San Jose State's been playing better defense and everything like that, but I think they're going to score a little bit as well, too, and this game winds up going over just by a bit, you know what I mean? Probably 30 to, 40 to 24 or something like that. But all in all, I think this game does go over. So that's San Jose State and Boise State. And we move on, and we got Hawaii at home late, going against undefeated Nevada. And this is a trap for Nevada, in my opinion. I don't think Nevada played the better teams in the conference. Yes, they did beat San Diego State, but San Diego State is on a slide this season. San Diego State needed a preseason this year to really tune their team up, and they got the week off this week too. Very sad because they're not able to play arch rival Fresno State this season, but it's all good. As long as they still had a season, it's cool. But let me stick to the script. Hawaii is going to be really, really, really tough to beat in this game. So pretty much what I'm going to do here is take Hawaii on the money line, late money, and Hawaii take care of us, man, and give us some of that early morning NFL money. You know what I mean? So we can flip that back up on the dog bet of the week. You know what I mean? And that'll be coming up today because we should be having the show up today for NFL Bet Exchange. So you guys be on the lookout for that one as well, too, on the Periscope. All right, so we move on and we have the Pac-12, and then in the Pac-12, we do have ourselves a pretty good group of games going on. We got the arch rivals Stanford and Cal going at it, and they'll be in Berkeley this weekend. And I think what happens here is you got two struggling teams, two teams that are just kind of going with the motions a little bit. They're not up to par the way that they usually are. But the thing is, though, it's still Stanford Cal. It's tough to pick a winner here, so I'm going to go ahead and take the under 52. I think this should be a very good spot for us. And let's go ahead and scoreboard watch, and hopefully we'll get the right result. Under 52, Stanford and Cal. Then we got the Oregon game. This one is going to be a big one here, and I think what happens here is that Oregon's going to absolutely stomp out the Beavers here. I think the Oregon is going to have themselves a very, very good game here. So pretty much 13.5 on the Oregon, and we move forward. USC has themselves a game that they should be able to run away with. It is Colorado. I know Colorado's tough, and Colorado did get us a good win over Stanford earlier this year as a big dog, but they're not going to go to USC and do the same thing they did to Stanford. USC at home, lights out. And I know that they didn't play well the first few weeks of the season, but the Arizona teams were ready for them. As per usual, Arizona teams are always playing up to the SoCal teams very tough because they're all in the same division as well, too. That's for seedings and getting to the championship and things like that. But in this game right here, I think USC goes ahead and absolutely stomps the yard on Colorado in this spot. So I'm taking USC minus 11, and they were impressive last week the way that they beat Utah as well, too. I did not see that coming. I thought Utah was going to get themselves another great home win over USC. That did not happen. So pretty much we got the under 69 Zona, UCLA as well, too. This one is going to be a fun one at the Rose Bowl, and pretty much an empty Rose Bowl, but we're kind of used to an empty Rose Bowl at this moment right now, so it's all good. So under 69 Zona, UCLA, this should work out. And I'm just saying because UCLA is way too high on the spread for this game, in my opinion. I think that they could probably win by 10 or less, but that 16-17 that they put on UCLA, that's a bit much, y'all. You know I ain't capping with that one. That's a bit much. UCLA's 1-2. You know what I mean? So it is what it is at the end of the day. And then we got Utah. Utah is actually in a game where it kind of is messed up for Utah and Washington because they were actually scheduled to go against other teams this week. But what happened was those two teams are out. Washington State and Arizona State are out with the covet. So now what the Pac-12 is doing, if you got two games where the two games had to get canceled, those healthy teams are going to play each other, and the other teams are going to take the week off. And that's what the scenario does. Lie in hand that Utah is going to play against Washington. Both teams are kind of unprepared for each other, but I still think that Utah winds up covering in the game. I would add the hook as well, too, in this spot. But Utah, let's see how it shakes out, and that's the Pac-12 Bets List for you. Now we move on, and let's jump into the future, and we're going to keep the receipts because when we get to the end of the NBA season, we're going to see exactly where we sit at. So every time these teams cross that threshold of winning, going over these games, I'll make sure to check mark that. So you guys make sure to list this as well, too. I'm going to make snippets of this as well, too. And I'm going to make my own little NBA preview out of this as well, too. So you guys be on the lookout for this. And here it goes in living color. All right, so NBA Central Division win totals, Bucks under 50.5. I say that the Bucks win 50 games flat. 50 games flat. That's how many games they win this season is 50 games. And they're at 50.5. So I think that I'm praying that the hook is the gift here. So I think they finish up the season 50-22. That's the equivalent of finishing the season 16-22. We all know that Giannis is going to sit out at least 10 games this season. The boy got tendonitis in his knees. They don't like to say that to you, but he does. And then you also know that you're going to have other guys sitting out. As well too. Drew Holiday is going to have days where he got a shin issue or a knee issue or something of that nature. So I'm just going off the fact that the Bucks will probably run out to a good start, and then they'll probably regress a little bit, chill out, and not go too crazy like they did last year, because they might have played way too strong, and going into the playoffs they just weren't ready to cut that back on. Same thing kind of happened to the Warriors when they lost to the Cavs 3-1, is that they played so hard during the regular season, so hard during the playoffs. When they caught that 1L in the series up 3-1, they just couldn't turn it back on anymore. So pretty much the Bucks kind of fell up under that category as well too, and it happens. And it was the worst time of the year to catch a losing streak, but that's just what happened to the Bucks. So I think the Bucks, I'm not going to say they're going to give up games or anything like that, but teams are going to play them much tougher, and they're not going to go over exude themselves in certain spots. If they're down 10 with 5 minutes left to go, or 3 or 4 minutes left to go in a game that they're exhausted in, they're not going to go try to press the issue and get you to overtime, because this is how Giannis came up gimpy. This is how other guys couldn't finish at the end of the year, because they was wiped out, man. Even though they got a 4-month break, but still, they was kind of wiped out from a very grueling season of trying to beat down everybody every single night. The Bulls are still a year or two away from being back in the picture. They got the Bulls at a nice number, though, 29.5. They do believe in the Bulls, but I don't think the Bulls are absolutely there yet. I think the Bulls have more moves to make, and they look like a team that wants to be drafting in the top 5 next year as well, too, because from what I'm hearing, this is going to be one of the more talented drafts in years. But you know what? They said that 20 years ago about the 2001 draft that had a whole bunch of high schoolers in it. So pretty much we're going to see how it goes and go from there. But let's not think about next year's draft. It's all about what's going to be happening from December 22nd until the end of the season next year. So Bulls under 29.5 in this spot. And I think that they'll be moving Zach LaVine at least through probably the first 2 months of the season as well too, if they do start off on a really bad losing streak. Okay, so we move forward and we got the Cavs under 22.5. Cavs are just pining to draft number 1 again and try to figure out if they can find that gem like LeBron. But you know what? LeBron's once in a lifetime for the Cavs, and what they're gonna have to do is they're probably gonna have to build this team through veterans. They keep wanting to build the team through, you know, young guards and guys that are kind of like the fall-off guys and potential guys and all that good stuff. But the thing is, though, the Cavs still need a lot of work, and they need to figure out to not keep drafting the same position in the same spot each year. So I think this year they're going to be under 22.5, and they're going to be picking in the top 3 as well too. Because you know what they do? They did their owner a favor when LeBron left. They got the draft in the top 4 at least 3. All those years LeBron was gone. This year they've been drafting in the top 5. The 2 years LeBron's been gone. Now they're going to let him probably get back into the top 3, because they're going to have an awful season next year. And Kevin Love, we all are ready for them to free you as well too, brother. So hopefully they do that for you, and we'll go from there. We got the Pacers, and I got them going over 39.5 this season. I think the Pacers are going to actually give the Bucks a run for the Central Division this year. If Oladipo just pipes down and shuts up and just rolls with what they have, this is good. This is a good team. Come on, Vic. You played college basketball in Indiana as well too, so get over it, man. You just want to switch teams because you see other people switching teams. I thought Indiana was creating something pretty nice there, on the low, you know, under the radar, but something that can beat you, something like what Toronto did, something like what the Bucks did. And you know what? They got really good players. They got Sabonis, they got Oladipo, they got Miles Turner as well too. This team has a lot of potential to make a lot of noise in the East this year. Why would you want to leave this team for them to trade you to somewhere like maybe like Houston or somewhere where you might not fit at? You're where you need to be at, and then next year think about moving along and things of that nature. But this is also a good option for the Patriots during the season as well too, because now they have a moving asset and they can probably go ahead and go trade for another disgruntled star and figure out a way to appease Oladipo without having too much of a fall off. So Pacers over 39.5. I like it. I really, really like it. And the Pistons are over 23.5. The Pistons made some good moves on the low. A lot of people have to understand that about the Pistons. The Pistons, they didn't make it big box office plays or anything like that, but they made big moves that is going to make their team a little better next season. I think that by not having Blake Griffin most of the year, that's what really kept the Pistons where they were at. And if they don't move Blake Griffin and they keep him and Derrick Rose, it's going to be the revenge society over there in Detroit. And it's going to be tough to win games in the Motor City over at Little Caesars Arena. So we'll see how it goes. But Pistons over 23.5. I like it. I'm not saying they're a playoff team, but they're much better than the wins that they're giving them this season, in my opinion. So there it is. That's the Central Division for you. Now we move on to the Northwest, one of the more irrelevant divisions in all of basketball, but they have some of the best guards in the game in the division. You got Murray on the Nuggets. You got Spider on the Jazz, you got McCollum and Lillard on the Blazers, and then the Thunder and the Wolves. But the Wolves do have added D'Angelo, and Cat can shoot a little bit as well too, and they have the number 1 pick in the draft when Anthony Edwards. So pretty much, the Wolves got some things working out for them as well too. But let's start on the Blazers. Blazers look like they're gonna win this division and maybe run away with it as well too. But let me kind of dial that back a little bit because I do have to remember the Nuggets are here as well too. So pretty much the Blazers are going to be the favorite. We all know that. And I think that the Blazers, by adding Covington, they're going to put themselves over the top a bit because this is an improved version and younger version of what they have in Carmelo. And I think if they do keep Carmelo around for the veteran experience and things of that nature, the Blazers will be a top 5 team in the West next season. And I know that's what they're aiming for as well too. So pretty much Blazers over 40.5. Let's see how it shakes out. Jazz are going to be a team that's a wild card. They could be the winners of this division or they could be the 3rd place team in this division. It's one or the other in my opinion. So I really truly feel the Jazz will still make the playoffs this season, but will they make it with a big bang or will they make it with the scraping in there and kind of clawing their way in there? But they're definitely going to go over 40.5 wins this season. So there it is, Jazz over 40.5. Spider, congratulations, you just got paid as well too. So you're going to be a fixture in that community for a while now, and I know you're excited about it. So we'll see how it goes. And then we got the Nuggets over 44.5. I feel the Nuggets are second to the Lakers right now when it comes to the best teams in the Western Conference, and I think that they are a possible threat to the Lakers as well too because they're playing with a lot of length and they're playing with guys that are very skilled as well too. And I just can't get enough of that Jamal Murray, man. I keep running back the tape of what he was doing in the playoffs, and it's absolutely insane. That's top 10 performances ever in my lifetime watching the playoffs. And boy, oh boy, I can't wait to watch some more. Hopefully nothing serious happens to him injury-wise, and he can just go ahead and play Jamal Murray basketball and entertain us all. But he does look a little brittle. He does get a little gimpy a lot. And then we have the Thunder. I got them going over 23.5. I'm probably the only person thinking like this, but I really do feel like the Thunder are going to be a better team next season than they look on paper because Chris Paul taught them a lot of things. He taught them how to win, things of that nature. And I think that just going to Oklahoma City in general, that's always going to be a tough game for any team in the NBA, just simply because they're going to be always having fans that, well, if they do have fans there, the fans are absolutely in support of their Big Blue. And pretty much they just love winning in that arena as well too. So Thunder over 23.5. I think majority of their wins will come at home. And I think what happens here is they lose games, but they're the team that covers games as well too. So there it is, Thunder over 23.5. Let's see how it shakes out. And then I know I'm going to catch some of you guys off guard, but I got the Wolves going under 27.5. I feel like they're using Culliver and Edwards as assets to get a better veteran down the road. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, that's what Cat and D'Angelo Russell need. They need a veteran. They don't need more puppies, more rookies to run with. They need guys that know exactly what they're doing if they're trying to make that move to the playoffs. You know, them getting Covington would have been a better deal for Minnesota, because Covington, to me, was a prize piece. And then maybe what they might want to do is add Nicholas Batum. I know that they're having some cap issues because they're paying Cat a lot of money, they're paying D'Angelo Russell a lot of money, but they can figure out a way to kind of maybe circumvent some things and make maybe Charlotte pay half that contract and get involved in the sign and trade that they're trying to pull off with Nicholas Batum as well too. So pretty much that could be a fit for this team as a veteran to help them out a bit. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is going to be it for the NWest Division. And as you guys can see it, go ahead and mark it down. I'm even going to throw out the snippet for it as well, too. All these are going to be on a list, and then at the end of the year, we're going to see if what came true and what didn't come true. All right, so there it is. For today, we got tomorrow, we're going to be doing the Atlantic Division and the Pacific Division. So that means we get to talk Lakers and Celtics tomorrow. So I can't wait. Now, it is time. It is time for what I made my name on, and that's going to be college basketball. We got the opening day CBB Bets List. If you guys want to go ahead and parlay it, be crazy like that, 10 games I got here for you in this group. It's going to be my area code to 1, 626 to 1. So that means that if you put $10 on, if you put $1 on the ticket, you're going to be able to get you some money. You know what I mean? If you put $10 on the ticket, you're going to be able to get you some money. You know what I mean? So pretty much you don't have to put a lot on it if you want to parlay. But I suggest to single all these bets, to be dead honest with you. Single what you like. And pretty much I just put that there so you guys know if all 10 of them sweep, that's a big-ass reward right there. So up first, we got Morehead State. They're going against Kentucky today. Kentucky hasn't been good at covering their opening games in the last few seasons, so I'm going to ride that trend here. Morehead State, go ahead and make us look good, dog, and lose by 20 or less. I think that's going to be exactly what happens, and we move forward from there. You got UT Arlington going against Oklahoma State, who is a little vulnerable in this spot because Arlington always plays really good basketball, but we're not in their conference play yet. But once we get to conference with UT Arlington, they're going to be a very good asset for us moving forward, making us some money. Then you got pretty much the game of the day, Kansas and Gonzaga, and I think Kansas is going to at least cover in this game, if not win the game. So I'm taking Kansas with the plus 4.5. Let's see how it shakes out. And then, I had to put a I had to put a Metro team here. I had to put a Metro team in the group. You already know what I had to do. And if Jeff's still in here, he know what I'm on. So pretty much I'm going to rock with Quinnipiac with the plus 1.5. Hopefully they go ahead and take care of business. They only playing Fairleigh Dickinson today, so that should be a really close, good game, and hopefully we get to the winning result of that. If not, let's just lose by 1 and still cash that ticket. All right, and we got Georgetown going against some rivals from down the street, Baltimore County, UMBC. So pretty much I think this will wind up going in Georgetown's favor. Georgetown has played the easy schedule going into the Big East the last few seasons, and they've been undefeated, and they've covered each game pretty big as well too. So hopefully that trend continues against non-conference opponents in these smaller conferences, and Georgetown absolutely dominates. I know that they're coming with pretty much a brand new team, but it's okay. Patrick Ewing will coach these boys up, and they'll figure out a way to get that double-digit win for us, okay? And then you got Providence going against Fairfield. I think Fairfield's one of the worst teams in the Metro year in, year out. But you know what? They had a few years where they played okay as well, too. But I think pretty much it's going to be the same trend it always is with these Metro teams. They play awful in non-conference play. They're really up to be slapped around by the top tier teams like a Providence, teams that are in the big Power 5, Power 6 conferences. So I love Providence in the spot with the minus 18. Let's see how it shakes out. And hopefully they can get this win by 20 points today. And then we got Kansas State. Kansas State going against Drake. And I'm not talking about Aubrey from Canada. I'm talking about Drake, the school in the Midwest. So pretty much we going against we got K-State. K-State always plays very good basketball in non-conference play, especially against teams in the smaller conferences as well, too. I expect K-State to be much better than the -5 that they have here and win this game by 10 or better. But that's just me talking. We got to get to the game first, and we'll see how it shakes out. But K-State looks like a strong bet to me. And then we got Pepperdine. Pepperdine's in a good old-fashioned Cali matchup tonight. They're going against a pretty good team in is it Irvine tonight? I gotta double check, but they're in a good spot though tonight. I think that they can go ahead and win this game. It's gonna be a close one as well too. So we'll see how it goes. But I like Pepperdine tonight. Actually love Pepperdine tonight. And then we got Hofstra. Hofstra is always a trustworthy team. I feel like they're playing in a game that is a toss-up. And when you got Hofstra in a toss-up, they usually come through for you as well. So I'm taking them with the -125. And then Cal, one of the only teams that has a actual conference game tonight, is going to be playing against Oregon State. I think that they go to Corvallis and they get themselves a good win over the Beavers. So I'm taking the Cal money line +105. Let's see how it shakes out. And now I know I got to hurry because this game is going to start in a few minutes as well too. So pretty much, no, there is no such thing as a lock, brother. The only locks that you get is on your front and back door. All right, so there is the CBB Dog PK4, 47-1. I would never say anything was a lock if it's -125. It's gonna be it's really a 50-50 game. But I like Pepperdine a lot in that spot because I feel like they got the better players. It's that simple. So CBB Dog PK4, 47-1 today. Now you can go ahead and parlay this bad boy. This is what this is for. We got UNC Wilmington +145. They'll be playing in the next 13 minutes. So if you guys got your apps out, got your phones out, and you want to play the Dog PK4, I would start marking down everything now. If we got St. Mary's money line +185 today, they got a good matchup against Memphis. I think that they're going to surprise Memphis today, and it was at a +210, but they've went ahead and bet this bad boy down to 185. So you know what? They see what I see. So pretty much, let's go ahead and see if we're going to be on the sharp side of this thing. And +185, let's see how it shakes out. Then we got Virginia Commonwealth in a game that I feel like they should win today, but they are the dog, and they played very well in non-conference play over the last few years as well, too. So I'm going to go ahead and take Virginia Commonwealth, and let's see how it shakes out, +155. And then we have Mississippi State, led by Ben Howland, former UCLA coach who went to a couple Final Fours, is going to be coaching Mississippi State tonight for I think the third season, and he's going to be going against a Clemson team that looks to be much better than they were last year, a team that maybe was overlooked just a little bit, and they do their thing a little bit in hoop. They're a middling ACC team, and most middling ACC teams are better than most teams in college basketball, but still, Mississippi State presents a big trap to me in this game where people are going to overbet Clemson in this spot, and I think Mississippi State winds up sneaking this one out, winning a big game. And Mississippi State has started off the season very well the last few years up under Howland as well too. So I'm just riding the trend in that spot as well too. Let's go ahead and see how it shakes out. Dog PK4, 47-1. Let's go. All right, so we got Charlestown, PrimeTime Bets, late PK4. Charlestown is a track that's actually in West Virginia. It's a casino as well, too. We're going to go ahead and make the key horse in race 2, which is a $19,000 claimer. It's going to be a horse by the name of He's a Gold Digger. We're going to go ahead and pair this horse up to 4-1-2, make it real simple on the box, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that these 4 horses should be coming in, and they should be your group as well, too, if you're going to be playing the early PK5. Then we got race 7. I got a first-timer today. It's going to be a horse by the name of Humpty Grumpy. Humpty Grumpy should be really good for us today. And I put in Humpty Grumpy in the spot, but I should have put the top horses with Humpty Grumpty, but we got the 1539. I was going to put 1539. I forgot to put the 1. So there it is. I'll go ahead and fix it in a bit when I go ahead and share this ticket. And then we got the race 9 nightcap. We got the key horse Nacho Sandy, and then we got the win play show on Nacho Sandy as well too. And we're gonna go 7, 8, 6, 10 here, and I think that's gonna be a good box for us here at the end of the night in the nightcap. And Nacho Sandy gives us a very good value as well too. And then we have the leg 1 is gonna be 3 deep, leg 2 is gonna be 2 deep, leg 3 is gonna be 3 deep, and leg 4 is gonna be 4 deep for a $36 investment on the late pick 4 races 6 through 9. Okay, so with that, that's gonna pretty much be a wrap for the show today. You guys make sure to catch the replay if you guys didn't catch it right now. I'm going to make sure you guys don't miss out on the dog pick 4 either. I'm going to go ahead and tweet out that group as a snippet for you guys. It won't be ready on the YouTube yet, but I'm going to get it out to you guys if you missed it, so you guys can make sure to get that ticket in, because this game does start at 10 o'clock, the Wilmington game. Okay, so pretty much I'm on my way out, and we'll be back tomorrow for Thanksgiving. Yes, I will be back tomorrow for Turkey Day. We're going to do a 8 o'clock show tomorrow. We're going to cover the Thanksgiving NFL bets. We're also going to throw on some college bets if we do have them. I know that there should be some college bets going on. I know we got a college football game going tomorrow as well too. And pretty much we'll be wrapping up the divisions in the NBA as well too tomorrow with the Pacific and the Atlantic. All right, so you guys stay tuned. The movement is moving. This is the premier sports betting show with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper, and this is the Primetime Angles on IG Live, and I am gone. Thank you for tuning into the Primetime Angles, the premier sports betting show, hosted by the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. This is a PrimeWave media production, and go ahead and press that subscribe button.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a PrimeWave media production.